That one is Joe Africa. Africa. I'm a percussionist.
Your kawaii moral. You want fancy balls? Somebody help! After I watched a performance in the States, I was like, I'd like to perform too. So, my dad had always encouraged us to see what's on our mind. So I went to him and I said, I felt like, I want to start singing. He said, you want to what? I want to start singing. He said, really? He said, yeah, sing, let me hear you. So I sang one of his songs and he said, nice. When you get to Lagos, you start rehearsing with the band. So that's how I started. Trust me, it wasn't easy. My dad is a perfectionist. I was just doing it for fun. I used to open the concert for my dad every Friday at the Shrine when he was still alive, since I was 8. So there was a concert we did, and I played my set and I'd left the stage, and he was singing a song, Big Blind Country. So I was at the side of the stage and I was, singing along to him, dancing, and he calls me on stage, to come and sing this song. I was like, wow! So I went on stage and I sang with him, and that was I think that was a great highlight in my musical career with my dad, because it was spontaneous, he just saw me like. I would have loved if it was possible for me to say, well, I inherited all my father's music. But music is not something you can really inherit, What my father stood for has been able to inspire the world and not just his children. So I believe it's not left to me and my brother alone to keep his message alive.
When Fela was alive, before his death, towards that time, he came on stage. I wanted to introduce him. He will ask me, has Seun performed? If I say no, he has not performed, he will say, let Seun perform. So Seun will sing one song. So he has always been, in fact, when he was in pregnancy, he was with the band. So we wanted to stay together. We don't want this band to scatter. So we all decided to stay together. And Seun was picking up. And so we managed, because these people, I can tell you, it's like we are spiritually selected to be together because we went through hell.
We take ourselves as a family. Even during the time of Fela himself.
Playing with this band is a kind of school for me. We should see more of this.
We are all right, and we are one. Afrobeat king.
I first heard Afrobeat in the early 70s, I think 1972. And that was a Fela record, of course.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought, and have continued to think ever since then, this is the best music on the planet. I just was totally taken by it. It was an album called Aphrodisiac, and I played it to everybody that I knew, and I said, you have to listen to this. And a friend of mine called Robert Wyatt, who's an English musician, he called it jazz from another planet, and that's what it sounded like to me. And what I loved about it was that it was so energetic and intricate, the way the rhythms fit together, and it had a hard sound to it. I liked African music anyway, but it sounded sort of ethnic to me. You know, it sounded like it belonged to villages, but this sounded like it belonged to cities, big futuristic cities. You know? And the sound of the horns, for example, was like those great big trucks when people lean on the you know, when they're traveling at high speed over bad roads. I just thought it was the sound of the future. Classical music, what's going on in this building, where you have the conductor who's like a god, and you never expect anything interesting to come out of the second violin players, you know. Whereas with this music, you had a kind of net of stuff where different things would rise to the surface briefly, and somebody does their little thing a bit differently for that bar. So there's a constant movement of parts. And that, for me, is an interesting social model, because I always listen to music as music, but I also hear it as a picture of a kind of society. And classical music presents a society that I think is irrelevant now. You know, the 18th century model of hierarchy and the pyramid of organization, which only now happens in the army, the church, and classical music. Those are the only places where you see that still.
Afrobeat is a very, very different music that if you don't practice the drums, you can't play with it. There is many jazz bands, but our own is very African rhythm. If you know the African rhythm very well, you will work with the band.
All the system in the shekere, I didn't know it. So I do it somehow till getting to a time that they asked me that I have to add some colorful things in it to make it blend, you know. So that's how I went home. Whenever I have a time, I will lock up myself inside room, then I will put cassette, I will start playing with the shekere. People will be trying to look through the window, say, what's wrong with this man? Playing shekere, dancing inside room only. But they didn't know that I was trying to do something which will benefit me in future. The best was known to me because I know what I was going to with, and I know where I was going. So I start dancing, playing the shekere, dancing with it. Well, today, if I have to say, today I'm dancing around the world. You know, the cameramen, they are chasing me here and there. Because Okon seems to be the best dancer with the shekere. The spirit of that music always comes in and motivates me to react. And after the show, I pay myself back.
You have that complicated lock of rhythms.
Yeah, the polyrhythmic.
Yes, the polyrhythmic feeling. One of the things that has happened now since Pro Tools is that it's so easy to make perfect records. But one is always now interested in live, when things aren't perfect, when there's friction and when something unexpected can happen, you know. I think this is a great time for live music, actually. And the liver the music, the better it's going to do. So again, this favors Afrobeat, you know, because it's not like a boring four-piece cranking out a few hits. The amount of life on that stage last night was absolutely thrilling. And people respond to it, you know. Listening on your iPod is fine, but that's now become a separate musical experience. Everybody's used to recording. It's not so surprising to have records any longer. What's surprising now is to see a good live band. Because for years, live got sort of downplayed a little bit. And in fact, you played live in order to sell records. But now it's changed round. You sell records in order to promote your live shows, I think.
I got my own, you get your own, don't take your own, cause for my own. I got to work out, you get your work out, not take your own, cause for my own. I got my life, you get your life, not take your own, cause for my own. Every black man gets a problem. Some only want some biggie problem. Now need to think the problem. Think of the way to solve the problem. All the different type of problem. And the different ways to solve them. Hey, we got a problem for house. We got a problem for work. We got a problem for school. We got an ethical problem. We got a government problem. Even to work out for road. Why not so proper here? Not so problems here. Not so suffer here. I go tell you now. I go tell you now. Our rulers don't think of us. They only think of themselves. They want us to kill ourselves. Different war. Our children they fight too. They go to fight over money. Yes, themselves over money. Stealing from the people. So our future away. Look who where they put us. Look who where we. We not go anywhere. We not go anywhere. You not go anywhere. You not go anywhere. You not go anywhere. You not go anywhere. We not go anywhere. We not go anywhere.
Tó bá jẹ́ ìfagbára mi wẹ́ẹ́ máa.
Ẹ sọ̀kalẹ̀! Ẹ fẹ́ lọ jà kó fún. Ẹ ṣẹ̀dá kó fún.
Bàbá olóko sábẹ̀. Ẹ bí kẹ̀ mo wà fún. Ok, o gbọ́ ya.
Ó ti kú.
Àbó bẹ̀bẹ̀ ṣé o lè bá bòmí ni ó ṣe jẹ́. What's going on?
As you do my hands, you go rush.
I do like you look.
And they look at her say,
They like you look at me. You want to look at what I was. All of you said
as I want to look at
I did it, John.
she just carry my nose.
They lie. I did. I carried it. Another time like this, I will not.
I want to look at her if I don't bend my head.
Another time you not carry my nose again. Even if you, I will not.
Okay, if you carry my nose, I carry your mouth. You never carry my mouth.
Let me carry your mouth, your nose.
Okay, then I will carry your mouth.
Okay. That's my job. That's why I carry your mouth.
Bring your mouth.
Yes.
The biggest challenge Afrobeat music has in Africa is the challenge of opposition. Because in Africa, Afrobeat music is not seen as just entertainment. The government of Nigeria, being Afrobeat being a Nigerian creation for Africa, I'm not saying it belongs to Nigeria. It was just Nigerians are lucky to have fella coming from there to invent it there. I'm sure if it was from Niger and it was a Nigerian, he would have invented the same music from here. We don't get any corporate sponsorship or anything because everything belongs to the government and the government officials, So nobody wants to work with you because nobody wants to lose their contracts. My first album has been so successful internationally. In Nigeria, I still have to release it with my own money. And it's a kind of music that really needs support for anybody to start. Because if you imagine a 20-year-old African from a normal African background with no money wants to play Afrobeat, he needs a band. How does he pay this band for their rehearsals? How does he keep the band going till they do make an album, till the band becomes famous,
Ibrahim!
No, at this time.
Okay, I'll tell him. He will bring it. No!
We cannot have more than 6 mixes, and so we have to take some out.
You mean if you have side feeds, you don't need other monitors on your stage?
We cannot have more than 6 mixes, so we have to take some out.
Which means if you bring that in,
we
you have to reduce the...
We cannot have mix for you.
But you had a rider before.
That's what I'm saying. I explained to him. We have only 6 mixes, not 8.
Well,
so the only solution was to, manage the stage.
I'm trying to tune my congas. Terribly distuned because the harsh weather in Ouagadougou and Niger really fucked up the leather, man. So we are going to have a very good tuning right now.
can check whether you have their keys. Or you drop all their keys.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, 2 in front. You are sitting here. I will hang.
No,
ìwọ ló jókòó bẹ́ẹ̀ wọlé ni. Ibo ló wọlé lọ?
Ibo ló ń wọlé lọ, àjọ ń lọ ní náà.
Ayé ìbò yẹn.
Ibo rẹ́rù ẹ̀.
Hey, let's go, let's go.
Yes! Bamako, my name Fela and
in the whole of Bamako?
Yes!
Yes!
Yes,
Christophe!
My name
Fela of Bamako.
Yes,
right here.
Fela and Kuti, black peasant.
Nice to meet you.
I love Fela.
Oh, yeah, oh. Wọ́n lè pẹ̀lú ṣé ìṣe ẹ o. Ó wà táyì ní bọ́ọ̀sì. Wọ́n máa ń máa tú ẹ̀jẹ̀ tàbí òwe.
They were doing conference in that place, so they were saying the noise was too much. So they brought me here that I can play here. So I think it's better here, right here.
Monsieur, blow your
In early 1970, his music changed to revolutionary music. He stopped singing about love. Fela's reason being that, one, you cannot be a big man in a small country where your people are suffering and you are calling yourself a big man, doing love around. Secondly, love without money cannot last long because you need money. And women, you know them, they need to change wardrobe, maybe every week if possible. So Fela said, somebody without money, how can you be singing about love? Instead of that, sing about the emancipation of your minds. When you are something, then you can relax and have love. So the music metamorphosed from love sounds to concrete revolutionary sounds, to attack the ills, expose the ills of our society, expose the rulers who are calling themselves leaders, all these rogues in borrowed robes. So he started, writing songs about all these happenings to let the people think, reason, and change for the better.
Don't bring that shit to me. Don't bring bullshit to Africa. Don't bring that shit to me. Don't bring bullshit to Africa. We don't see plenty shit for Africa. We carry am sote. We don't see plenty shit for Africa. We carry am sote. We carry am sote. Agbegbe Osuwa o. Ajejeje Osuwa o. Political shit, economic shit for Africa.
This is now Africa against Africa. Our leaders are full of shit because they don't think of us. They don't think of the welfare of the ordinary man in Africa. Imagine, they will call us to vote election time. I don't call that election time, I call it selection time. Because they have already selected who they want. So for us to be, to be convinced, they will now tell us we are doing election. But in between them, they have done their selections. And all that bullshit is coming to Africa. It's not happening in the Western world. It's not happening in Europe, neither in Asia. So why giving ourselves that bullshit when we could do better?
Don't bring that shit to me. My brothers and sisters. Don't bring bullshit to Africa. I say, don't bring that shit to me. My brothers and sisters. Don't bring bullshit to Africa.
What people don't know is that the nature of humanity is that the people that have strength fight for the weak ones. The elites, the Benjamin Franklins of the United States, the George Washingtons, the Thomas Jeffersons, the Abraham Lincolns, the rich and elite, they fought for the ones that didn't have. Then the black movement came, the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's. We, the educated ones and the rich ones, are the ones that are making sure that the poor ones and the weak ones are more weak and poorer, to sustain our own wealth. And I feel this is very selfish and inhuman. It is something that has to change in Africa. That's why we all have to be part of the solution. Most African countries today are in this so-called democracy. In Africa, it's clues that determine whether the government is military or civilian, not the way they treat the constitution. If it is democracy we are practicing, we the people also have a certain amount of power with our votes. So my message really is for the people to understand their powers and realize that change for Africa is going to be changed by Africans. We cannot look up to Europe or the USA thinking that some savior is going to come from there or the policies that they make will affect our lives in any positive way if we Africans don't ask for positivity ourselves.
When I hear the nonsense things our rulers they do. When I see the ogre of police in prison for stealing. When I hear education minister in scandal for stealing. When I see our senators throw share pulagada. When I see our senators throwing share just to share money. They go share the billions when they supposed to take feed the people. They go share the billions when they supposed to take help the people. I don't hear many things. I don't see many things. I don't hear many things. I don't see many things. We make me change many things. But I am me pass anything. We make me change many things. I say, but I am me pass anything. When you turn television and you listen to the radio. When you turn television and you could see the things them do. You could hear the things them say. You could see the things them do. You could hear the things them say. Oh, you could see the corruption. You could see the inflation. You could see the suffering of the people. Ah, Lord, this shit. Oh, this shit movement. Oh, this shit system. Oh, this shit government. Oh, this shit party. Oh, this shit movement. Oh, this shit system. Oh, this shit government. I don't hear many things. I don't see many things. I don't hear many things. I don't see many things. We make me think many things. But I am me part of the thing. We make me think many things. I say, but I am me part of the thing.
We need artists in Africa to realize that it is the right thing to do, to use your music to speak for your people, because the people of Africa have no voice, absolutely no voice.
Depuis 10 ans, j'en parle. Ça, moi, j'adore ça. Depuis tout le temps.
Je lui
Ah?
Split it to parts.
Yeah, you can change, you know.
Harmonize.
Yeah, harmonize, yeah. I don't like too much harmony.
Okay. And harmony.
Because what I like, really what I like from you guys
is the tightness.
Yes, the sound.
Okay.
Of, if you harmonize too much, it's kind of...
Let's just one for the horns, unity for the horns, and one harmony for the trumpet.
Yeah.
Three parts.
Yes. I think it's good. Yeah. Great. Côté africain, un truc, voilà. Ouais.
Okay.
Next track.
Oshe fi Yoruba mo jërëjëf.
Oshe. Nice. Oshe. I like that.
Yes, sir. Let's play it again. Very good. Let's do it. I'm going to do for you guys. No joke, man.
Hey, I'm gonna die.
Ça, c'est l'Afrique. Ah.
This one is called Na Oil, everybody. This song is a parable about the importance of human lives, you know. Because you see, in Africa, our rulers, they don't care about our lives at all. You see, I call them rulers, not leaders, because there's a big difference between being a ruler and being a leader, you know. In Africa, we are supposed to have respect for our elders, you know, and to me, these politicians are our fathers, our mothers, so we have to respect them, even if they have no shame. So let us believe that I believe in this tradition, so I cannot yab them. We have to beg them. But I'm begging them sarcastically. I'm begging them sarcastically. I'm begging them sarcastically to please respect our lives in Africa. Now oil, everybody. At this point in time, I need some crowd participation. Some crowd participation. All you have to do, because you know, it is in pidgin English, so I have to teach you. All you have to do is repeat after me. Okay? Damn! 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 Daddy-o! Damn! 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 Daddy-o! You see, the people we are talking to, they are in Africa. So they have to hear us in Africa. You understand me? Damn! 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 Daddy-o! But to the beat, like this.
When I heard your band and saw you play last night, I thought, at last, the world is ready for it. And when I saw that audience last night, getting so excited, I thought it's taken a long time, but it's the right time now for it. They didn't think it was strange or exotic. They just thought it was great music, you know. So it wasn't like something parceled off as being other kind of music.
Yeah.
It wasn't WOMAD territory anymore.
Yeah, no.
It was music for this place and now. So I think there's a good future for this music, and I think I'm absolutely sure that one of the things that will happen is that as you go around touring is that lots of young English and American and Australian and European musicians are going to be influenced by this.
Yes.
So you're going to hear Afrobeat all over the place soon. So you better be careful.
We are just about to explode.